Now for me, it is officially Christmas. We're in the Christmas season. You're going to see a whole lot of Christmas nail designs coming through on your feed from me, starting today with this YouTube video. So I already did some brainstorming on Procreate. I drew out the whole nail set, and that's basically what I'm going to base this whole set off of. But I also was inspired by some other creators and some other things that I've seen on social media, of course. So I'm going to try to do some Christmas cake nails. Now, the cake nail trend has been going crazy this year, and I absolutely love it, but I have never tried it before. So I think this is the perfect excuse to try it. And also, I was inspired by this girl. She was on Instagram, and she actually made this cool looking Halloween cake. She was able to make spider webs out of marshmallows. But also, I was just like, I can turn this whole look that she did on the cake into some actual nails. And I thought, you know, well, let's go ahead and do that as a Halloween set. But Halloween is over. We are now officially in November. So I am just going to do that same idea, but turn it into a Christmas cake. Let's get into this. So of course we're going to use soft gel for this look, but before we put the tips on, I'm going to go ahead and put this peel off base coat down. I usually do 3 coats, so it's just easy to come off after I'm finished doing the set. And I cure for 30 seconds. And I am going to be using my soft gel tips from Glaze by C, the extra long stilettos, because I'm feeling a little extra today, a little extra long for these cake nails. Like normal, I'm going to go ahead and coat the inside of the nail tip with some gel glue. And then go ahead and scrape that gel glue off on the edge. Just like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and apply the tip. Slowly press it down until the gel reaches the free edge of my nail. And then ease over to my flash curing lamp to cure. And then, like always, we want to make sure that we go ahead and cure under a bigger lamp after we put on all of the nails for 60 seconds. And I'm just going to go ahead and go around the cuticle area here to snatch these cuticles together. I don't know, the nail just always looks a lot better when I go ahead and drill around the cuticle area. So I do it every single time. It don't matter what set I'm doing, no matter how long I'm going to keep the set on, I always do this. And that's how that looks. And I'm just gonna go ahead and dust all of that off. We got our acetone, and we're just gonna go across that to melt that tip down so it looks real nice, just like that. Now, I recently bought this drill bit, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. It's so easy to go ahead and shape stiletto tips. You just go down the sides of the tip. And I'm going pretty slow right now because I don't want to go in too much, but it definitely gets the job done. There you have it, nice and pointy. And I'm just gonna go ahead and smooth out the edges by filing with a hand file. And I'm gonna do that on both sides. And if I feel like the tip needs to be a little sharper, I can go ahead and do that with the hand file. And look how sharp those babies are. Yeah, that's how we want it to look. Honestly, guys, lately I have been getting into the habit of practicing the nail design I want to do before I press record and do it, because lately over the years, that's what I've been doing. I just press record and I just try it on camera with y'all, and if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. But nowadays, I want to make sure that I'm giving y'all the best. And this is like kind of the practice set. And I'm kind of kicking myself right now because usually I practice using the same shape that I'm actually going to do on camera, but as you can see, this is square. So it's going to look a little different than this looks now. But I think I'm going to change up a few things about this. So we're going to start off with the pointer finger, and we're going to do a Frenchie, but have like the piping frosting look going across the French line at the top, like I have drawn here. And then across the top, on top of that frosting, I want some sprinkles, and we're gonna make it pink and green. Hopefully this looks good. And then I want to have some icing dripping down from that. So let's go ahead and try to bring this to life. I'm gonna go ahead and start with this nude here from V Beauty Pure. And I just love the way this color complements my skin tone. So I use it a lot. And we're also gonna put that on the pinky here, and that's gonna be the base color. It looks so nice. Now for the French, I'm gonna do a pink. And I like this pink because the pink reminds you of icing, and that's perfect for what we're going to get into today with this cake nail look. Like if I was to name this gel polish, I would definitely name it pink icing. Now we can go ahead and fill that in. And there is that right there. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and get out this gel pod from Kiara Sky, and this is the white one. On the drawing that I drew, I have icing drips kind of dripping down, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. So what I'm gonna do is just take my brush here and just kind of roll it around in the gel to pick up as much gel as I can. I want this to be thick, and I'm just gonna start where I want my drip to stop at and ease my way up with it. I just really wanna make sure that it's as thick as I want it to be, so I'm gonna go back over it until it's at my desired thickness. And that is pretty good. We can go ahead and do the other drips too, like that. And usually I will kind of fill out the drip towards the bottom, but we're talking about an actual cake with icing dripping down, and that isn't really how it looks. So this is exactly how I think icing dripping down off of the side of a cake would look like. So we're gonna keep it exactly like this. I guess you don't really need to do this part because the piping design is gonna cover it up. And just going around the top and kind of connecting the drips together just so it can look finished. I don't know why, I just can't skip this step, even though it's gonna be covered up anyways, so. All right, and that's how that looks. That looks like some icing dripping down. That's exactly how I wanted it to look. So we can go ahead and cure that, and now we're gonna get into the piping. So I was so nervous about this part because I did not know exactly how to do it. I see a lot of people use silicone molds to do it, but I really don't have time to order a silicone mold and wait for it to get in time to do this video because I really wanted to do this video like now. This is why I'm so glad I found this creator on YouTube. She was able to give a quick tutorial on how to actually do it. So definitely go check out her video. I will have it linked in the description down below. I'm actually going to use some clay to do the piping frosting look. I got this from Amazon. It came in a kit. And what I love about this is I can mold it and do whatever I need to do using my hands. I don't need to have gloves on. I can do it with my bare hands because it is not gel. I'm just going to take the other side of my cuticle pusher and cut it up into little pieces. Just chop it right on up. And what I want to do is roll them up in a little ball and place them to the side so we can use for the icing, the frosting piping. All right, now I'm just going to take the ball and just place it where I want it to be. And then I'm gonna take the cuticle pusher and just make 2 little cuts on the opposite sides of the ball. And then I'm just kind of forming it into the shape I want it to be in as I'm cutting it. And usually I will say cure as you go, but I kind of want to add in some little sprinkles in while it's still uncured. So I'm just going to go ahead and do all of the little frosting piping I want to do across this French line. I'm not even going to lie to you. I am currently thinking about making it smaller, but I kind of like how it looks big like this. So I might just keep this and just keep going, but I need to make a decision before I cure, most definitely. This looks very yummy. I have some sprinkles that I want to put in there, and these are the little sprinkles. I got this from Michael's actually, and we're going to use the little balls as little sprinkles. I'm just going to push them into our icing. And now we're going to add the green ones in too. Just wanted to alternate on the colors a little bit. I think I like the big and fluffy look of it, so I'm just gonna, I might regret this later, but I'm gonna go ahead and cure it. The only thing is, like, you just don't want to lose the shape, the actual stiletto shape, so that's the only thing that I'm kind of worried about right now. But I think I like the fluffy look, I think. For the ring finger, I want to do the same piping icing design all the way around the nail in a circle. And then in the middle, I want to do ho, 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 as words would be on a cake. So, yeah. I'm going to take my icing pink color, and this is going to be the base color for this nail. Since for this nail, I have the piping, the frosting piping kind of going around the whole nail in a circle, I want kind of a guide. So I am just gonna make a circle, and this is where I want the piping to be. So all I have to do is follow the line. I went on and made some little balls off camera here. I'm going to use these for the piping, so I don't have to kind of make the balls as I go. And this is definitely a little tricky because of the size issue. I don't want to go too big, but then again, I don't think it's going to have the same dramatic effect if I go too small. So yeah, I'm worried about losing the shape right now, definitely. But I'm just gonna keep going with it and see how this turns out. Okay, so definitely lost the shape a little bit. Not even gonna lie to you, but I am just gonna go with it. So I'm gonna get out my Kiara Sky gel pot. This time we have some green. And in my drawing, I have ho 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 in the middle of the frosting piping. And so I am going to do that with this silicone mold that I have with the alphabets. And so I'm just gonna take some gel and fill in the H and the O, really. And fill it all the way up to the top. Try not to be too messy with it, really. So we can have like a clean H come out of this. A clean H and a O. And then we can put this under the UV lamp to bake. And I literally leave it under there for 60 seconds. Probably more, because I'm always scared that it won't cure all the way through. And then as I'm trying to pry it out, it's a little delicate, like it's very soft. So I'm trying not to pinch it too much so I don't mess it up. But they're definitely solid enough. So I will take it. So off camera, I actually found this in my nail junk and I thought it would be perfect for just icing in general because it actually looks like it after you kind of play with it a little bit. I got this from Temu and I'm just taking it and working it around until like I'm satisfied with the look of it. And you can already tell like it definitely looks like icing. And I'm really going to use this as the glue for my letters. So I put that down. I'm not going to cure it yet. And then I am just going to put my letters in here. And I didn't realize how small of a space that I really have for these letters. But it actually kind of works out if I just kind of place them down off centered a little bit. Maybe if I would have did the icing piping look a little bit smaller, maybe we would have had more space to work with. But hey, at this point, we are too far gone and we just have to stick with whatever we got. So that's basically what I'm doing here. We're just making it work at this point. This was the nail that I was unsure about the most. I had no clue what I wanted to do with this design on this nail, but I decided on some frosting on top. And then I had to figure out some type of design to do, but I want to really incorporate some peppermints. I think that will really give like that Christmas look that we're going for. So I want to kind of create some peppermints and we're just going to have to make our own because I don't have little peppermint charms, but that's fine. We always DIY. And then just have kind of sprinkles scattered around about. So yeah, we'll figure it out. So I am not going to do that pink base color that I showed you guys in my drawing. I know. But I am feeling a little white right now because in the YouTube video that I told you guys that I watched and I got inspiration from, she actually, on one of the nails that she did, she used the gel polish with that pearl effect. And it actually looks like icing. Like, you know, when you whip the icing on top of some cake, that's what it ends up looking like. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to swirl the gel on top so it looks like whipped icing on top. And I'm not gonna lie, you can't really see that well on camera, but I cured it anyways. But for the peppermints, to make the peppermint, I'm going to start off by rolling the clay into a ball, and then I'm just going to smush it in between my fingers, just like that. And then once it's flat like a pancake, I'm going to go ahead and cure it. And then now I'm just taking it and filing it flat. And it's kind of hard to do it like this because the peppermint is so teeny tiny, but I'm trying to do it with my thumb, with my huge thumb. But I'm doing it on both sides just to make sure it's nice and flat. And then I am just going to take a buffer and buff out all of the scratches that I just made from filing it down. And then we can go ahead and customize our peppermints. So I am going to start with a white base. Even though it's already white, I understand that. But I feel like with the gel color, the white is a little bit brighter. So it'll bring out that color that we're going to put on top a lot more. So yeah, we're going to start with a white base, a white gel, and then cure that. And then we're going to go on top with our peppermint swirls once this is cured. For the peppermint swirl, I'm going to use Kiara Sky's Gel Pod, the pink one. And then to do the design, actually, I call these little smiley faces. So I start with a smiley face and then I do a frown on the other side of the smiley face and then fill them out so it can start to look like swirls. And then do the same thing in the blank spots that you have on each side. And then you have a little peppermint swirl. I went on and did a second coat off camera because it desperately needed it and cured it. And then you can go ahead and put a top coat on top. And I actually did one peppermint in pink and I did another one in green. So we're going to do a pink and green peppermint on top of this. But I feel like it actually needs a little bit more. So I tried to put some more icing on top of this just to have like the peppermints and the sprinkles that I put on top sitting in something. And it looks a little, you know, dimensional. It has some dimension to it. But honestly, after I placed the peppermints and the sprinkles, I really started not liking the way the icing looked on top. It just doesn't really pop out the way I wanted to. I want it to be a little thicker. So I'm putting down some gem gel here, and it has a kind of a thick consistency to it. And then I'm going to mix it with some white spider gel just to see if I can get like that thickness that I'm looking for, with it also looking like icing, because the spider gel is it's kind of a milky white. So it kind of resembles icing a little bit. I'm just going to whip that together, like whip it up. And it has some thickness to it, and not a lot, but maybe it's enough. It has like a snotty consistency to it, if I want to be honest. And I'm just going to try to, I went on and cured what I already put down, but I'm going to put that mixture that I just put together on top. And after playing with it a little bit, I got a decent outcome. I cannot lie. So I'm not totally upset with the way this looks. If I want to be honest with you guys, I did not have any type of plan for this thumb. So I kind of just freestyled with it. I didn't want to do too much with it, but I definitely wanted to add a peppermint. So I have some peppermint with some icing on here, and we're just going to call it a day. I'm going to definitely let you guys be the judge of this one, because a part of me is thinking, oh, I definitely should have went a little bit smaller with the frosting piping. But then there's another side of me that says, no, like we love fluffy frosting and we love extra nails. So there's nothing wrong with it. So you guys just let me know in the comments and rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. And let me know if you tried this nail design before too. Like this is my very first try. So for my first try, I am going to give myself a solid 8 out of 10. Maybe a 9. I'm going to throw in a 9. So yeah, we love this for our first Christmas set of the season. When I tell you guys I'm so excited for this Christmas season, it's not even funny. So yeah, just be on the lookout for more Christmas themed nail sets. This year I'm definitely doing a Christmas nail art series, so count on that. But thank you guys so much for watching this Christmas cake nail set that I just did. If you like this content, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family. Be on the lookout for my videos every single Saturday. If you love soft gel as much as I do, make sure you check out Glazed by C. The link is in the description down below. On there, I have a soft gel beginner friendly kit that is ready to go. All you need is the kit to get started. So definitely check that out if you're interested in soft gel. Let me know down in the comments what Christmas designs you guys want to see for the Christmas season. With that being said, I will see you guys in my very next video next week.